just want to inform everybody out there what goes on in the NHS, in the health profession, when something goes wrong. Rather than fix a problem, they will discredit you. They will brand you as mentally ill. This has happened to me over many years, and also other friends of mine. My story is I rupturated my clavicle. Took them 3 years to fix it, but when they did try to fix it, they actually amputated it. They told me that I had a tear in my supraspinatus tendon. The tendon is a large tendon that comes over your clavicle, over your shoulder blade, under your clavicle, and attaches to the ball joint of your arm, and it pulls your arm in. That's what you have on both sides. He told me he'd shaved a piece off the clavicle and pushed it back down. I later discovered this is not the case. What he actually did was amputate it. He amputated my clavicle. He didn't repair the tear in my supraspinatus tendon, and basically he's left me with my arm disconnected from my body. He's removed all the ligaments, all the mechanism to support my arm has been removed. So the weight of my arm is being taken by my neck, which now as a result of this has 4 collapsed vertebrae and is full of arthritis. Last year I went to Poland to get an honest opinion. I had some scans done out there privately, where I was told that not only have they amputated half my clavicle, they didn't remove the tear, they didn't repair it, but also the tendon that attaches to the ball joint of your arm has come away, which has left my shoulder to drop, causing all the weight on my neck. I've been told it'll take at least 3 major operations to put this right. Also, back in 2009 I had a nasty fall where I slipped over and landed on my elbow, cracking my rib. This has also been misdiagnosed. It's not in my records, it's just other than a bruised rib. I've since discovered that I did actually have a broken rib, and it has also torn the lining of my stomach, whereby now my liver is protruding through my stomach lining. It's herniated. This has also been denied and misdiagnosed. I can't get any treatment. On my return from Poland, I showed my results to my then GP a year ago, who promptly removed me from the practice. I've since been unable to get a GP. I'm unable to get any medication. The surgeon who did this to me was in 2010 found guilty of malpractice, whereby a woman lost her leg because of him. One guy had his ankle operated on when he shouldn't have done, but the surgeon had lied about the x-rays, and 15 other charges were taken into account. He was let off with a warning. His name is Nikos Resis. Google it and you'll see for yourselves. Now, trying to get back to see this surgeon who did this to me, I've come across nothing but corruption. I've had a character assassination put on me. I've been branded as a known morphine addict and not classed as medically genuine. Now, the morphine addict stuff is from spinal surgery that I had back in the 80s. I stopped taking the medication in 1999, January. In 2001, 3 years later, it was written in my notes that I'm a known morphine addict, not classed as medically genuine. This is used in all my referrals. Basically, I've been victimized. I want to show you something. Back in 2010, when I was in a terrible state, 6 months after I broke my rib, and my neck had seized up. So I got myself admitted into the hospital, to the accident and emergency. Told them I'd fallen down the stairs. Well, this wasn't the case. This was the state I was in. But to convince these people to get to X-ray me, that's what I had to tell them. Why, after they'd done a full upper body scan, X-rays, I was told I'm going for a scan. I asked the nurse, why am I going for this scan? What's the problem? She said, first of all, you'll hear this because I've recorded it. But she told me that my liver might be getting damaged from the broken rib, and they fear that my neck could be fractured. It's not, it's collapsing because of the weight of my arm. Anyway, I'd like you to take a look at some of this footage and the audio. The first part is the X-ray department at the West Middlesex Hospital, just prior to me going for my scans. Here's what she said.
Abnormal. Okay, so we need to make sure what's going on there. We need to get a CT scan of the neck.
Right.
Because you're not quite sure what's happened from the point of view of events, we need to also get a CT, so we're getting a CT scan of the head, the neck, and of the tummy, because we're worried about any sort of injuries in that liver, because you're so tender out here. I'm not very close, I'm just putting my hand there, which is why we need to check that.
Okay, well.
Okay? We'll need to get x-rays of the thoracic spine and the lumbar spine. You did quite a significant injury, so...
Have we done that yet?
No, we haven't done that yet.
Oh, I thought we did.
No, we need to get the CT done first, and then we'll get, because these are the more worrying signs.
So what x-rays have we done so far?
We've done the neck, the chest, and the pelvis.
What do they show?
The neck is abnormal. I'm worried that you've got a fracture there. Okay, it's very suggestive of fractures. The chest x-ray looks okay, but this, what we call the diaphragm here, has moved up, which can sometimes be an indication of injury to the liver. So that's why
I was admitted onto the ward for 4 days before I could see a consultant. When he came along to see me, he just said to me, "There's nothing we can do for your shoulder." And I asked him why. He said, "Because there's nothing to operate on." What do you mean by that? Because I thought I just had a ruptured clavicle. I just thought it would become disconnected. I didn't know this. He said, "Because it's been excised." He said, "There's nothing to operate on. And if you want it fixed, I've got to go back to the guy who did it." They also confirmed that I had a broken rib, but they didn't tell me the extent of it. 4 days later, shortly after that, just the consultant left, the police were called to throw me out. I hadn't done anything wrong, other than refuse to leave because I was desperate for the surgery, and the police told me that they were removing me because they'd been told that I've got a chronic mental disorder. Two of the police officers told me this.
Now, and I'd like you to just leave me alone because I'm a very sick man and I'm in urgent need of surgery, which I'm being denied by doctors, right, who are falsifying my notes.
Falsifying your notes?
Yes.
No, what they have also told us is that you have some sort of chronic mental disorder. Chronic mental disorder. Chronic mental disorder. Chronic mental disorder.
But who told you that
So
then?
you've been medically discharged, so I've listened to everything you've said.
No, you haven't.
Yes, sir.
I've got chronic mental disorder, have I?
Yeah, apparently so.
Oh, right. What's your name then?
My name's PC Coleman.
Coleman, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, apart from being an angry man with lots of injuries,
Yeah.
how are we going to get around this?
By giving me the surgery that I'm in urgent need of.
They're refusing to give
So,
you any
but why
surgery.
though?
Because you don't need it. 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 Chronic mental disorder.
Yeah, the medical crew have called us here.
Yeah.
Okay, to say that you've been abusive towards them.
Oh, really?
Right?
There's
You've
plenty
been-
of witnesses in
you've
here
been-
that say I haven't.
Listen, I'll explain it to you, but if you keep interrupting me, then I'm not going to explain it.
Go on.
All right. They've called us saying that you've been abusive towards them.
Really?
All right.
Yeah.
You've been medically discharged
Really? Yeah.
because
I've had X-ray actually.
they're saying that there's nothing more they can do for you at this time.
What do you mean
Right.
by that?
In relation to the injuries that you're saying.
So
you've
they're
got.
saying, what do you
So,
mean?
and they've also told us that you have got mental health issues.
Yes.
So, and they've also told us that you have got mental health issues.
Yes.
So, and they've also told us that you have got mental health issues.
Yes.
Also, a few years later, I was followed home in my car by a police car, an unmarked police car, to try and explain on the grounds that they're saying that I was driving without due care and attention, which wasn't the case at all. But one of the first things that this officer said to me when I was questioning him was, "Have I got a mental disorder? Have I got mental?" He went, "Have you got mental problems?" You'll see this as well, because I don't speak to any of these people unless I'm filming secretly. It's the only way I can protect myself.
You're arresting me? Are you going to arrest me?
Let's see the video.
I don't even have to speak to you unless you're going to arrest me, mate. That's
You
the
got
truth,
some
mate.
mental health problems.
That's
You
the
got
truth,
some
mate.
mental health problems.
That's the
You
truth,
got some
mate.
mental health problems.
That's
You
the truth,
got some
mate.
mental health problems.
No, mate. No, I just
think
know
you do.
I just know my right to remain silent.
Well,
And
you just said you've got some video. You've got video in the car.
unless
haven't
you
you?
Okay, thanks for watching, and if there's anybody out there who's got similar problems, please contact me on YouTube, or you can email me on stan.richardson@live.co.uk. So I'm sure I'm not the only one. So basically, psychiatry is their weapon. This is what they use against people who whistleblow.